Hi, how's everybody doing today? This is Rich here on behalf of Rich TV Live with my very special guest, Peter the Pip Eater. How you doing today, Peter?
I'm doing very well, Rich, and how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, and I wanted to start off by saying congratulations on all your success. We did this not too long ago, and when we did it, you were doing unbelievable. You had unbelievable success. I believe at the time you were up about 11 times your money, if I remember correctly, on your account.
That
Let's
was
talk
after 8 days of trading, yeah.
eight
For
days of
8 days of
trading. So
trading.
how many days have you been trading now, Peter?
So since 8 plus 4, so 12 days of trading.
12 days of trading. So
Yeah.
when we did our first interview, you were up 11 times your money. And I don't want you to talk about how much you're up, but I just want to know what is the percentage or how many times have you multiplied your money now, if you don't mind me sharing?
Much more than that, Rich. So, I mean, in the 4 days of trading I did this week, I did not trade yesterday for certain reasons, and I only traded 4 days, and I'm up much more than I did in 8 days. So, yeah. So obviously, what I'm doing the first week, I've progressed on it. I've enhanced on it. I've changed a couple of things, and it worked out to me to be a bit much better, actually.
Good for you. So
Yeah.
this title of this video today is Forex Trading Strategies. There's actually people all over our company that are talking about you, Peter. People that are from a chairman level, people that are platinum 2000s, that are trading every day, making tons of money, are like, I want to know what Peter's doing. So we've talked about it a little bit, but I think the biggest secret to your success is the homework. You are already knowing, and you trade one pair, which I think is great, but you already know before the market opens every day, you kind of have a good feel if the GBP USD is going to go up or down. Is that
I have a
kind
good
of
idea of direction, Rich. I mean, I start off my day. So I have a certain hour, right? So I pick a certain window, certain hour, and that's the hour I'm going to trade. And once I'm done, that's it. If I see a trend that's repeating itself after that, I'll stay in. I'll pick it up. I'll watch it. If I like it and the trend's repeating itself, I'll jump in again. But I only do those hours. So in my, for example, for myself, I'll do 6 a.m. to 9:30 in the morning. This is New York time, like Eastern Standard Time, right?
yeah?
So just before the U.S. markets open, I'm done. I find it, less volatile and it's much easier to read. The trends are much easier. There might be one or two trends that are not repetitive. That's where I stay out. But if I see repetition, or I see resistance going to break, or I see support's going to break, if it doesn't break the first or second time, it always breaks the third time. Vice versa for support, vice versa for resistance. Always the same repetition. And I've seen that every day. Every day, it's the same thing with that pair at the same time. And I'm sure if you pick a different time, you'll follow the pattern and you'll pick it up. Not the first day, maybe not the second day, but do that for a week, man. You'll see it. You'll catch it, and you just play with that. Of course, it doesn't work on volatility days like yesterday. Forget it. Yesterday was all over the place, So
So when you see
and days like
volatility days, because I've noticed that too. So there's certain days where you guys will notice that Forex is trading in a zone and it's what is we call consolidation. It's not moving. It's not going up. It's not going down. It's just staying in this zone. Is that what you're talking about? Did you notice that?
exactly, it's exactly what I'm talking about, Rich. Exactly.
And
So when the volatility index is high, you got to be out of it. Like yesterday, volatility index, you cannot unless I mean you know exactly what you're doing. Yes, but the volatility is very high. And on Wednesday, on Thursday, when the Bank of England announced the interest rate, no interest rate change. But that was really funny because when they came out on so we're talking the British pound and USD, just so everyone knows, right? So on Thursday, when the Bank of England came out and announced the unchanged interest rate, prior to that, it was just dropping. The pound was dropping against the dollar. The dollar was rising. You can watch the dollar index. The dollar index was just going way over 100 all the time. 100, 100, 100. Anything over 100 is bullish for the dollar, the USD. And then the pound was just dropping, right up until the news came out. Once the news came out, the pound skyrocketed up. This was what, 2 o'clock in the morning for you guys when you guys
we were still
were
trading.
trading?
Yeah, we were still trading.
Yeah. And it was funny because I woke up. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning to watch it because I was ready to buy. To sell, actually, lately I've been more selling the pound because I'm a believer that the pound is going to crash eventually. If you guys have been reading what I've been putting on what's up, but anyhow, I'm not going to get too much into detail on that. And then lo and behold, the London Times announced that the payroll is going to be announced on Friday, which is the day after, that it's going to be a complete disaster, the worst in history for the United States. And this was
Wow.
announced just after the Bank of England announced that they're not changing the interest rates. So the pound was supposed to go down, but it didn't go down. It skyrocketed up just after the London Times announced that the payrolls for the US is going to be announced by the Fed, and it's going to be a complete disaster, worst in history. So the pound did a complete opposite in no time.
Wow.
It was really weird to watch, man. So you couldn't make a decision based on that because it was just, I mean, it was all set up perfectly. Whoever knew about it would have made a lot of money. But for people like myself, and I'm sure everyone else who's watching this or whatever, I may be wrong, but it's not a day to trade. I mean,
No.
it's really hard to catch something like that.
No, most people didn't trade. Most people didn't trade on Friday. And when we traded on Thursday with Antoine, a lot of people didn't even really trade. And we were starting to already see it on Thursday. The market wasn't acting the same way. I don't know if you've seen what we do with Anton, but we do a price trap. Have you seen the price trap?
Yeah. I did one last week there with you guys with Antoine. It's just, I will join more, Rich. It's just, does not really fit my time schedule, but I'm going to work around it next week and we'll figure something out for sure.
Yeah, I think the price trap is very interesting. I know it's not your style, but I've learned this from Antoine. It's really interesting, and you can trap anything. I trapped gold, and it worked. You can literally trap stocks. You could trap anything, and what you're doing is you're trapping the consolidation, and then when you see it go up through the line, it's a buy. And when you see it go down through the line, it's a sell, and it's just momentum. It's a momentum trade, and it's extremely effective, but it doesn't work on days of consolidation because what will happen is it'll go down through the line, then it comes back up. Or it goes up through the line and then it comes back up. But on days where we're not having those consolidation days and there's those big spikes up and down, the price trap works like gold. Because what it's doing, it's trapping consolidation and you're just riding momentum up or down. And I find it to be extremely easy for new people to learn. It took me about 5 or 6 weeks to master it. But once I got it, it was like an epiphany. I was like, oh my God, this is so easy. I'm just trapping it. I use Webull. I mark with the horizontal line, 10 pips up, 10 pips down. And as soon as it breaks through that line, well, the way Antoine does it is he breaks through the line, he wants it to retest, and then it'll go boom. It breaks through the line, retest, explosion. Or on the way down, breaks through the line, retest, explosion. So very interesting learning these new strategies that I never had learned in my life as a trader. And I find it so exciting to learn these new strategies. Your strategy is different. You don't do a price trap. So can you explain like what your trading strategy is? Do you have a name for it, or have you learned?
No,
Did you just figure it out yourself? Because you literally, Peter, you literally just started. You didn't learn from any mentors, right?
No, I did a lot of research on the academy and a lot of research on my own, but I found that momentum, man, if you follow the momentum and the consolidation, like you say, you'll see the consolidation. I will not trade. I'll watch the charts first in the morning. I will not trade yet. I want to make sure I follow the trend and see what is happening. Sometimes it'll go down to resistance. It won't break through. It goes back up. Retest, like you said. Might take 1 or 2 retests, but the third retest breaks through all the time. Resistance or support. But if you can follow the strategy, if you can follow the momentum and see what it does for the first hour or first half hour or whatever it is, when you feel comfortable, you see what it's doing. It's repeating itself. In that consolidation mode, right? It repeats itself all the time. Then you just literally call it a higher low or a lower high or whatever. I mean, you know, the RSI, you can follow the RSI or whatever you want, but you follow the trend. Follow the trend, man. The trend and momentum. That's all I do, Rich. Simple as that. I follow a couple indicators like I posted last week, but basically it's all momentum.
So you're looking at the 1 minute and the 5 minute, correct?
1 and 5, yes.
And that's it. You don't look at the 1 hour to see a real trend?
I look at, because I'm in and out, Rich. I am in and out. As soon as I put an entry in, my finger is on the trigger. It may not last. If the momentum dies out, I'm out right away. So, if I see I need to stay longer, I'll put a stop loss in.
I see that sometimes
right away because the momentum dies right away, right? I don't have time for that.
I see sometimes you're putting like 5 trades at the same time. Is that correct?
I'm a 4 guy. I like putting in my 4 trades because
4. So you're putting four. Like if you like a buy on GBP USD, you do 4 buys all at once. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah. Well, I want to make sure it goes up. If I see it going up, I'll buy. I see it go up again, I'll buy. If I see it go up again, I'll buy. If I see it drop the other way, I'll wait a minute, wait 2 minutes. If I see it turn around, go my way, I'll buy. I'll catch those 4 right away.
And then, so are you like literally putting your finger on like where it
My
says
finger is on the trigger.
so where it
Yes.
says trade, you've got like 4 open trades, so you can only close one at a time. So
Yeah,
you're just
you
like
gotta be quick.
you're
This
just
is
like
why-
man.
This is why, Rich. Okay, let's talk about stop loss for a second.
Yes.
Stop losses, you definitely need a stop loss. But for me, who's buying on momentum, and you got to buy and sell, you're going in, you're coming out really quickly here. I'm talking within a minutes, and within those minutes, you can make some pretty good money.
Oh yeah.
You don't have time to put that stop loss. If the momentum dies, it's not going your way. You either sell or you put the stop loss in, and hopefully it'll turn around. So you gotta. That's what I do, Rich.
Good.
I'll put if the momentum dies, I did not make the money I was looking to make. I'll put the stop loss in right away, and I'll just leave the trades. Let them trade naturally. If the stop loss activates, great, fine. If it doesn't, I'll just sell on momentum. That's it.
And
that's what happens.
Because you're momentum trading, how low do you put your stop loss? How many pips? 5 pips, 10 pips,
maybe
10 pips.
10. Yeah.
Because you're not looking like how many pips are you usually catching per trade? Like what's your average? 5 pips?
5 to 10.
5 to 10.
5 to 10.
So you're not looking
Yep.
like Antoine's looking for 30 pips, 50
Yeah, I
pips.
know.
So this is more of a sniper trade, guys. This
I'm
is in
making
and out.
like 30 trades a day, man.
No, I know, and that's fine, and it's obviously
And that
working.
30 trades is in a 3-hour span, if
So
not less.
10
right?
an hour. 10 an hour. You're putting in like a trade every 6 minutes.
Yeah, but I gotta feel comfortable. Sometimes I'll trade like 10, 15 trades in 1 hour. I'll wait another hour to make sure the pattern's consistent. I'll do another 10 trades or something like that. Within those 3 hours, I'll do 50. I could do anywhere between 20 and 30 trades in an hour and a half. Every time's different, Rich, but I'm always trading in 5 blocks. Always, always, always. Sometimes I'll trade into 1 block. If I feel it needs more time, I'll put the 1 block in. I'll just put the stop loss in. I'll sit back, go have lunch or go have breakfast, whatever, and come back and see what happens. Sometimes I trade like that too, right? So.
What do you use like for like when you're doing your research? I know you use FX Street. Is there anything else you use to do your research?
Investing.com, which is Forex.
Yeah.
I have alerts anytime that you can choose your pair. On both apps, you can choose your pair, and you'll get alerts on each pair. So if you want all the noise out and only choose the pair that you want, you'll get the alerts every time there's news out. You'll get alerts every time a reader or a writer sends some new information and so on and so forth. I always have those apps open and I'm monitoring. Every time there's a new news coming out, I'll watch news. But I only use those 2, Rich. Too much news is not good, man. It'll clog your head up. You're going to get confused. You'll probably get emotional, different news. No, I don't work like that. So I'm only using those 2 apps. I like the information they come out with. They'll give you the charts. They'll give you the pivot lines. They'll give you the lows of the day. They'll give you the bands, the 50-day moving average, and all that. All that information is there. So you just need to open it and follow it and plug it in your charts if you want. So you don't have you save time, right? And I'm only using one pair. I've only been using 1 pair. So and that's it. I know the pair quite well. I know what to expect. For news-wise, so I can amend the news to what's going on with the trend, and believe me, man, the trend follows the news. So unless you're really a good chart reader and you can go in and out quick, well, that's a different story. But news always follows the trend, right?
I have a question here from Shelby. What's the best to look for or use for momentum, knowing whether it's going to continue or not, and knowing when to get in or out? Do you use anything for momentum?
Yeah, momentum averages, you need to use the 2 momentums, right? There's the average momentum and just the momentum, the 2 lines. I'm not sure if everyone's using the 2 lines or just the 1 line. If you're not using the 1 line, you need to use the average momentum. I think it's the AMOM. So, because you'll get 2 indications. Once I see both indicators going up or down, that's where I get in. Not just the 1 indicator. I need both indicators.
Very good. Very good. Always learning from you, Peter.
AMOM, which is the average momentum, and the MOM, which is just the momentum.
Very
if you
good.
want, Shelby, just send me a message and I'll give you the exact the numbers that I plug in for the values for those.
Now, when we did our first interview, you didn't have anybody on your team, but now Randy joined your team. So congratulations, you've got your first member now. I know that you've been mentioning a lot in the group chat that you want to start getting more involved in helping people. I think that's really nice to hear that story. because I really love helping people. So kind of like, what are your goals now, Peter? Like obviously you're doing really well trading. I don't want that to stop. I'm sure you don't want that to stop. You're having phenomenal results. But you've mentioned to me that you're interested in helping people, and you already are. Just so you know, you're already helping so many people. There was members in the Forex that said they made like $1,000 on one of your trade ideas last week. Remember that? That's pretty awesome, right? So, like, what are your goals now? Have they changed? Are they the same? Are you feeling like you want to get more involved in the teaching now? Are you enjoying that, or do you still want to just focus on trading? Like, what are your goals now? Have they changed? Are they the same? What do you think?
Trading wise, Rich, I'm not changing any trading strategies for me.
Good.
My first week worked out well. Last week it was even better than the first week, and I only traded 4 days. I'm going to continue the same process. I'll be trading between 6 and 9:30 in the morning, and every now and then I'll peek in the Forex trade and see, if I feel comfortable, I'll do a couple more trades throughout the day. Objectives, yes. I myself, as I mentioned the last time, I am from the oil patch. I have been mostly in the oil patch in my adulthood, my adult career. And if anyone in the oil patch wants to join the academy and go through the academy, and if they feel comfortable to start with a demo account and start small with a demo account, and once you got it, understand what's going on and so forth, you can join the mentors that the academy has to trade at nights and trade at days, real life trading. And if that doesn't suit you, not enough, I will take anyone that joins the academy on my side on a one-on-one basis after they've done all that work. And awesome. I can go with them one-on-one and do some trading with them. I'll do the same thing that I'm doing with the people that join.
So guys, Peter has his link in the description of this video. Peter, within our team, is the #1 trader within the Rich TV Live team in the academy right now by a long shot. And congratulations on all your success. It's phenomenal to have an example like this within our team, let alone in the academy. So I feel very blessed that we even have you be a part of our team. So thank you for all your hard work and dedication. If you guys want to learn to trade like Peter, and you want to learn how to 10x, 20x, 30x your money in 2 weeks, this is the man. And he's going to teach you. He's going to work with you. But you got to put in the work first. I talked to Randy. I said, Randy, have you spoken to Peter? Are you going to be trading with him? He said, well, he told me, Rich, that first I need to learn the information. I said, well, that's a good place to start. It makes a lot of sense. Because if you're teaching someone and you say to them, okay, put this up 10 pips, and someone says to you, what's a pip? Then you're like, I think you need to go back to the drawing board. Yeah. Right? So is that what you mean?
You want to start off on the right foot, right? I mean, you don't want to go in and then start trading and then you start losing money, and then, no one wants that, right? So, I mean, get it in as much learning experience as you can. And then if it doesn't work for you, yeah, I'm definitely will go one-on-one with anyone who wants it in the future once they get all their training done. So, yeah, no worries about that, Rich. I'd be more than glad to do that. And especially now, if anyone's not working or, has no income coming in, just feel free to contact me on WhatsApp, and definitely help you out for sure. I'll show you what I did. And it's really, it's not that difficult. You just need the time and the patience, and you need to do the homework. Absolutely. Yeah, just like anything else.
I have people asking me, how do they contact with you? Do you want to give me your email address? I'll get them to contact you.
Yeah, Peter Drilling. At yahoo.ca.
Drilling at yahoo.ca. Feel free to contact him directly, guys. Contact Peter directly, and he will get you started on the right track, on the right path to financial freedom. It's funny. We came up with this name, Peter the Pip Eater, and it's funny because I've talked to a lot of people and they really like that name, but I think I'm thinking of a new name for you.
What's that?
Peter Pan.
Oh, Jesus. That's what me.
Right? We're taking from the rich and we're giving to the poor. Isn't that what we're doing?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Peter Pan, right?
Yeah.
We're the guys, Forex, and I didn't know this, and I'm sure Peter didn't know, or maybe he did. I did not know that Forex is the biggest money-making asset class on the planet. Nothing goes into the markets like Forex. $7 trillion a day.
Another thing that people got to understand, Rich, what I like about Forex the most, what attracts me the most about Forex is you're in and you're out. You don't need to hold it for more than a day. You don't need to hold it. You hold it, man. I mean, the way I trade, I am in and out, man. I don't like keeping my money in someone else's pocket, like equities. I've been trading equities for several years. I've lost a lot of money in equities, and like I said last week in the last show, I mean, you can trade your money in equities. You put it in a company. You think company is solid. Next thing you know, you wake up in the morning and there's an announcement from a public announcement from the company you're trading with. You have money in there. Well, we have a bad release. So next thing you know, you've lost 30% in like no time. And, stuff like that. If Forex is not like that. Forex, you pick and choose right away. You're in, you can be out within a minute. You can be out in an hour, you can be out within a few hours. It doesn't work. That's the way it works. You do your homework, know what to expect with the pair, know what to expect with the economical data coming out on that specific pair. There's no chance you're going to lose, man. I mean, unless you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, of course. And don't trade on high volatility days like yesterday. Don't trade on these days. You don't need to. You can trade a couple of days a week. Trade on the easy days, consolidation, like you said, Rich. The days when you can see the momentum going up or down, or the resistance being tested. It's not going to break resistance. It's not going to break support. It goes, it touches the support, and turns around. Right there, you've made your money. It goes to resistance, and then turns around. Right there, you've made your money. And man, there's so many ideas like that. RSI hits highs. You do and start selling the high SI. Well, RSI goes down low. Start buying on the RSI. There's too many varieties.
I think sometimes we can get overwhelmed with too many trading strategies. I think
that's another thing, Rich. On my side, few indicators. You want to keep that chart clean, man. Too many indicators in that chart's just going to mess your mind up.
That's what I learned with the price trap. When I price trap, I don't even use indicators. That's why I wanted you to see what Antoine's doing, because it's crazy. Because he's just riding momentum. He's trapping it up and down, putting it right in the middle, and he's just riding momentum. And it's like, it totally went against everything I've learned. It was going against my indicators. It was like when it rips up, it's going to like a 90 RSI. And when it rips down, it's going to like a 10 RSI. So I'm like totally going through all my indicators. So I had to throw all my indicators out when I traded with Antoine, and I had to completely change my strategy. And I literally don't even look at indicators anymore. I trap it.
See, that's the thing, Rich. I don't want to change my strategy.
You don't? Why? It works. It works. You don't have to.
No, but what I'm doing now works for me.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So if your strategy is working, don't change it. I'm not saying you should do a price trap. I'm just saying that I had my own strategy. I learned the price trap, and now that I've learned the price trap, I'm almost throwing my own strategy out the door because it works so well. I love it. I'm not saying you should do it.
In that strategy with mine.
I'm not saying you should do it, but I'm saying you should see it because it blows your mind when you see it. You're like, I've never seen anything. Like there was one yesterday, like Thursday, we were looking at the GBP USD and it was dead, not moving, just consolidation zone, right? And then I go to sleep, I wake up, I look because I'm thinking it's going to explode at some point during New York. I look at the New York explosion of the GBP USD. It went up 80 pips. And it was
in no time.
And it was price trapped. So the price trap worked, but it worked like 7 hours later. 7 hours later of consolidation, boom, it exploded. So if you're watching that and you trapped it, right? Like if you learn the trap and get an idea of what we're doing, I'm not saying you change anything, but if you trapped it and you saw that, you catch 80 pips. And this is what I'm saying to you, like the power of this price trap. And it's not just Antoine's strategy. He learned it from Christopher Derrick. He learned it from Christopher Terry. Like some of the biggest guys in this company that are like 8-figure traders use this price trap. So then one of my friends was over and he trades gold only. So I'm like, let's just price trap gold. So I price trapped gold and I wanted to test it. And boom, gold went up $20 through the price trap. I'm like, this works for everything. I think I could price trap stocks. I think it could price trap anything, and you're literally just riding momentum up or down. So it just
that's the big word right there, Rich.
Momentum, man. Momentum. So we're still using the same thing, different styles of trading, but it's just interesting that Antoine's using momentum and you're using momentum. Different strategies, but really very similar style in you're a momentum trader. He's a momentum trader. So when you're price trapping, all you're doing is looking for momentum up or down. It's just a little bit of a different style, but both are very effective. Like Antoine turned $100 into 17 grand using the price trap. So he's up 170 times his money. You know, you've been very successful doing what you're doing. You know, Amanda uses Antoine style, she's up 10 times her money in 3 days using the price trap. So it's like just amazing when you're a trader and you're learning these new techniques. And then when you get it, it's like an epiphany. It's like, oh, I got it now. It's an amazing feeling. So I'm very, very excited to see you get more involved with starting to teach and train, because I know there's a lot of people are excited to see you in action. You have any idea of when you might be ready to start doing some trading for the people?
So I like to bring some people on board, Rich.
Nice.
I'm gonna, once I get some people on board, I'm gonna, try and spend some time with them, and then yeah, I'll do at least one day a week live trading, and we'll see how it goes, Rich.
Fantastic. So you've been in the academy now for a month?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah, almost a month. Actually, no, a month. You're right. 1 month, Rich. Yeah.
Someone was just asking me how long you've been trading. So I'm saying Peter's been trading for under 4 weeks and trading live for 12 days, correct?
That's correct, yeah. 8 days and then, 12 days live. Definitely, anyone that's going to start, I would definitely not go live unless you get a demo account. And when you get a demo account, you trade with the money you're going to be trading in a live account. It's not the same thing, man.
Oh, yeah. Of course
So
not.
people have to understand how leverage works. Because if you start trading a demo account with $100,000 demo trading, your leverage is not the same as if you want to start with $1,000 on live trading. You got to try and understand the same situation going from live or demo to live, right?
Let's talk about that actually real quickly. Now, we were talking about this off air. We're not allowed to legally tell anyone where to set up a broker, okay? So I'm with a few brokers offshore, and I'm setting up with some local Canadian brokers. One of them is AvaTrade. They're licensed by IROC. They're regulated. So I feel very comfortable with AvaTrade. I know that you're looking into them as well. Now, the biggest difference I've noticed with these offshore brokers is that they give 500 to 1 leverage, whereas AvaTrade gives 50 to 1 leverage. So to give you guys an example, if you put $1,000 in your account with AvaTrade, you can trade with $50,000. If you put $1,000 at Hugo's Way or Legacy FX, two of the brokers that I use internationally, you're getting $500,000 to play with. It's a big difference. So a lot of people are like, what's the difference? That's the big difference, guys, is that when you use an offshore broker, you're going to have way more leverage. Typically, you're also going to have less fees. So a lot of the Canadian brokers and US brokers are good. They're secure. They're not going to run away with your money, but you need more money in your account to make the type of money you can make with a small account offshore. Would you agree?
That's what I'm doing now, Rich. Yeah, 100%. I mean, start with Hugo's Way, or I should maybe not mention that. Yeah, but start with the offshore, and then once you have enough money that you feel you can start trading properly, you got to transfer. That's what I'm doing now.
Good.
As of last Friday, I started looking into IBITRADE and Forex.com, which is also Canadian. Those are the only two that I found that I felt okay with. There's no financial institution in Canada that does Forex trading. I mean, banks-wise. No banks do Forex trading here. TD, as a matter of fact, what was mentioned on the app there a couple of days ago, TD only in the US they will do Forex trading. In Canada, TD does not do Forex trading. I mean, you cannot open a Canadian account for TD to do Forex trading. Wow. So no financial bank institutions do Forex trading in Canada. You have to go through private like Forex.ca or Forex.com or AvaTrade, which I opened an account with them already. I'm just waiting for it to be approved as just like anything else through documentations and so on and so forth. And hopefully the transfers are going to be done early next week and I can start trading again. Otherwise, I'm on demo, and being on demo is not the same thing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, but at least you know that you're going to be making a good decision and your money's going to be secure and safe. Because the biggest problem with these offshore brokers is they're not regulated, guys. So, and I'm not suggesting that Hugo's Way is going to disappear with our money, but if they did, what recourse would we have? None. So what I did is, as soon as Peter started having really good success, and I've also done this with Adrian, I said, Peter, pull it. Just pull it. I had this conversation with you because I just don't want a phone call from anyone on my team. Rich, the money's gone, Rich. Like, I don't want that call. So right away, as soon as you started to have massive success, I was like, Peter, I think it's time to move it to a Canadian institution. So I'm glad that you're doing that. And I know it might be a few days to get it all, put in there, but it'll be worth it, I think, over the long haul. And you'll feel way more comfortable and way more confident. And then you'll be able to really build your AvaTrade or your Forex.com account with confidence, knowing that you're regulated and you don't have to worry about, this brokerage house disappearing. Now, AvaTrade myself personally, I know them personally. They know me. I've been with AvaTrade in the past, and they've actually contacted me about doing some type of a partnership because they know we have a large audience. So I think AvaTrade is going to be a good one, and I think that's where I'm going to be wanting to set up a lot of our people that are Canadian. I feel very comfortable with them. They've been around for a very long time, and they have a really nice platform. Have you seen their platform? It's pretty cool.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you can literally trade right on their website. It's just big signs saying buy and sell. Two big buttons that say buy and sell. You can literally, and they even have their own app. They got their own AvaTrade app, just like MetaTrader. So you can literally go into the AvaTrade and buy and sell on their own app, which is pretty cool. So they've been around for a long time. So I feel very comfortable with them, and I did my own research, and I think that they're going to be potentially a good broker for us to be able to work with for a long time. And I got a call from one of the representatives, and they're to help you, offer support and guidance. So I think that's pretty good. And AvaTrade is also international. They actually do business with everyone outside of America. So anybody can open up with AvaTrade outside of America as well. So that's one of the reasons why I like them. So international members could even open up at AvaTrade. Now, is there anything else that you want to leave the members that are watching with? Any advice or any tip before we say goodbye?
Well, I'm doing the same thing I did last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. And if you guys, been following the apps and so on and so forth, or watched the show last week, basically, I'm doing my homework. Homework meaning those two apps that I mentioned earlier in the show. I watch those two apps. I find them very, very informative to the pair that you want to trade. I like to read about it before I go to bed at night sometime, throughout the day. And then, so I wake up in the morning and I know what to expect. I know there's going to be no different news out unless, there's a war or something. Of course, that would be completely different. And then I'll follow the trend. I'll close all the news. I don't listen to CNN and stuff like that, or anything that, I don't need to be interfered with what I'm looking at on a trade.
100% focus.
100% focused on my charts now, on the trends.
Yep.
So I'll watch the trends that particular time where I like 6 to 9:30 in the morning. So I'm pretty confident if any trader finds a time they're comfortable with, you can't just pick and choose every day different. If you want, let's say 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock Eastern time, watch 10 to 12. Of course, before lunchtime, there's going to be a different volatility. The volatility is different before lunch. The volatility is different after lunch, just so you guys know. And between lunchtime, there's always consolidation. That's why I don't choose that time. I like the blend between London and before New York opens, because London now is in the peak of trading and New York is just in the pre-trading. So there's that little peak there. There's going to be one trend that's either going to shoot, blast off to the north, or blast off to the south. This always happens during that time, at least one. If you look at your hours, those times you want to choose, you're going to see a trend. I'm sure if you look at them every day on normal days where you're not trading on economical data, that trend's going to follow itself every day. You're going to see it. You're going to be like, wow, why didn't I see this before? Totally. It's just hilarious. It's just funny to watch. And then just follow the trend. And you see it repeating itself, then you get in. And then, simple as that. It's simplicity, really, really it is. You just gotta pick and choose those times. You gotta pick and choose your pair. I tried only one pair. I don't too many pairs is just too much information for me. One pair, I like the one pair, especially that one pair because I know it quite well. Only because when I started with it, that's the only pair I traded. So I followed that pair, I followed the trends and so on and so forth. I followed my homework. I trade only on momentum, and I keep a record of everything. I'll keep a record of when I start trading. I'll keep a record of when I saw the resistance break or when I saw support break. And I follow that record every day. Once I'm done in a day, I'll read my records. I'll read my homework, what I've done, and I'll implement it the next day. And usually they do the same thing, same pattern.
You say you're keeping a record. So are you have like a journal? Like, are you writing?
Yeah, journal, yeah.
And you're writing down like your wins, your losses? Like, what are you writing down exactly?
I'll write down what I saw, Rich. I'll write down if it broke resistance, I'll write down if the pivot points. I'll write down everything. Everything that I saw. Why did that trade? I'll start marking down. Okay, at this time, 7:30. 7:30, there's usually this movement. 7:30 in the morning, my time, right? There's going to be this movement. It didn't happen at 7:30 today. Tomorrow, what happened on the next day? It happens at 7:40. Same thing, but 10 minutes later. The third day, same thing, but another 10 minutes later, and so on and so forth. So, throughout the week, on Friday, the markets close. You got Saturday and Sunday to prepare yourself, and you read what happens the last 5 days. And guaranteed it's going to happen the same thing the next week, unless there's economical data. So that's why I like to keep records, because if you keep records, man, it'll just make you a better Forex trader.
Totally. Oh, I think if you keep records with anything, it's going to make you better because you're more organized. So,
but you got to keep it so you can understand it. Forget what everyone else is going to understand.
Totally.
You have to understand your own writing, your own records, right?
Of course.
And make it easy for yourself. Too much information just gets too fussy. It just gets too noisy. The less noise, the better it is. For me, anyways.
That's great advice, Peter. Well, listen, Peter, thank you so much for this interview, man. Congratulations on all your success. I'm really happy that you're starting to build your business, building your team now, and you're willing to help, especially people in the oil business. So I think that that's a phenomenal thing that you're doing and offering. I know that you've been offering support to members within our own team, like Shelby, because he's been in the oil business and he himself is dealing with tough times, like yourself and people that are in the oil business being laid off because the price of oil has dropped significantly, specifically due to COVID-19. Because people aren't driving, people aren't flying. So there's a major issue with the price of oil. So thank you for your hard work and dedication, effort, and thank you for sharing your knowledge in the group, sharing your winning in the group, sharing your motivation, your confidence, your inspiration with the group. It really is helping, and I'm excited to see where you're going to be able to take this, and hopefully we can do this again soon and just continue to tell your story and watch this story evolve. Guys, if you want to join Peter, there's a link down below. The first link is Peter's link. Join his team. If you guys have a question on how to sign up, you can email Peter at peterdrilling at yahoo.ca.
Yes, that's correct, Rich.
Yahoo.ca. Or if you can't get a hold of Peter for any reason, email me, richtvlive@gmail.com. I will forward your email to Peter, okay? So we want to help Peter build his business. We want to help Peter build his team. And you want to be on his team so you too can win. Thank you, Peter. Have a great weekend.
Rich, thanks, man.
Keep up all the great work,
Thanks,
brother.
Rich.
Have a great week. If there's anything you need, I'm always here for you, brother. Keep up all the great work. And let's have a massive, massive week. Keep smashing your goals, brother.
Thanks, Rich. Thanks, guys.
Peter the Pit Beater, Rich from Rich TV Live. If you're not winning, you're not watching. We bring in the news. We bring in the winners. We brought it to the Trading Academy, and we brought it to you first. We're out. Peace.